Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock, and we want to begin tonight with this growing frustration facing renters here in Indianapolis. There's a new report out tonight that reveals monthly rents have gone up 20% since the beginning of this pandemic. Emily Longnecker takes a look tonight at a meeting where renters are upset, saying there are fewer affordable housing options available right now.
Well, organizers of tonight's town hall and some of the panelists say addressing increasing rent costs starts right here with the lawmakers at the Indiana State House, with some of the folks tonight saying you can expect to see them down here in this next legislative session pushing for laws that make housing more affordable for Hoosiers.
When I say rent two, y'all say hi. Rent two. Rent two.
That's the sound of people who say they're fed up with rental costs. They say just keep going up.
I make a decent income, and it's still hard for me.
People like Linda Wells, who came to Monday's town hall on rental costs held at the Indiana Historical Society.
I'm really feeling it this year.
Wells says in just 5 years, her rent has gone up $650.
And that's not including the utilities.
Wells isn't alone. A report this year from the Fair Housing Center of Central Indiana showed since the start of the pandemic, renters in Marion County have been paying $200 to $300 more a month in rent. So what's driving the increase?
That is the million-dollar question.
Lauren Embry, the executive director of the Indiana Tenants Association that helped host Monday's gathering, says out-of-state investors, combined with state laws, have contributed.
They know that tenant protections are weak in the state of Indiana.
One panelist from the Fair Housing Center of Central Indiana blamed a law passed by the General Assembly a few years ago that banned cities from passing ordinances that set limits on how much a landlord could charge.
But we can change this. I'm definitely a firm believer that we can get rid of some of these bad laws that have been passed that have led to our housing crisis that we have today.
Linda Wells believes there's a crisis, one that she says gets closer for her personally with every annual rent increase.
It'll go up again in February, another $100.
So what can be done? Well, a lot of the folks we spoke with tonight believe that it starts right here in that building behind me at the Indiana State House. They plan to be down here this legislative session, January 29th, for Housing Advocacy Day, trying to convince lawmakers, they say, that something needs to change. In Indianapolis, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
And a new study out tonight shows the state of Indiana ranks third in the nation for eviction rates. So we talked to an IU professor working on this project. She told us that women, single moms, and women of color are primarily impacted by evictions. She told us this data will keep lawmakers and landowners accountable.
These eviction numbers are not high just because of nothing, right? Out of nothing. There are reasons behind these numbers, and these involve the lack of protection for tenants in Indiana, and the legislations that allow for landlords to have a lot of power over tenants.
That data, by the way, is taken directly from our court system and will be collected quarterly.